Welcome back to another English online session. Today, we are going to look into another important topic in creative writing, letter writing. Formal letters, particularly complaint letter and letter of placing order. We have already seen how to draft a letter to the editor. In today's class, I am going to let you know how to write or draft complaint letter and a letter of placing an order. Shall we start? So first of all, what is the format of complaint letter? The letter of complaint format is a formal letter written to the concerned authority if you have any problems, dispute, mistakes, misbehavior, or any kind of complaint. So as I already told you, there is a formal structure for formal letter. We will follow in all these formal letters, like we have learned the format in the letter to the editor. Here, particularly, if you want to make a complaint, you can convey that through a letter. And it has the same format of formal letter. Let's see what are the things you have to keep in mind while drafting a letter of complaint. Before that, let's quickly see the format of a formal letter. Look at the sender's address. You are writing this letter, so you have to include your address, a date, second one is date, below that a receiver's address, then subject, mention the reason for complaint, and salutation. We all knew that we can use dear sir or dear madam accordingly. And body of the letter, it split it into three parts. Introduction, main reason to write the letter can be included in the second passage, and third one, conclusion. And after the body of the letter, you are concluding the letter. Complementary clause, you can immediately after the content, you can just state the complementary clause. You can include thanking you. Just below that, you was sincerely or you was truly. Such complementary clause can be used. Below that, you have to mention your name. This is the common format of a formal letter. Now, let's see what are the things we have to keep in mind while drafting a complaint letter. Tips to write the format of complaint letter are: write the letter in a polite manner. Though you have complaint regarding something and you are frustrated or irritated, but if you write the letter politely, then it gives a good impression to the concerned person, and chances of getting a resolution are also good. So even though you are irritated, you have a complaint about a product you bought, or you have a complaint to register, even if you are tensed or irritated, just convey the points in a formal, polite way. That will help you to solve this problem very easily. Second one, write the first paragraph by introducing yourself. You have to introduce yourself in the first paragraph. Then you have to include the purpose of writing, and it should be loud and clear. Very clearly, you have to mention the points. In the second paragraph, give a brief description of the complaint and what problem it is causing you. The second passage, you have to give a description about the problem. And the third paragraph should include the conclusion part, what you are expecting from the concerned authority, then complementary clause. And don't forget the first point I have mentioned, your language should be polite. Now let's see the commonly addressed topics, complaint letter. Incomplete or defective order, abnormal delay in sending the consignment, the goods arrive in a damaged condition, the goods are different from what was ordered, quantity of goods is not what was ordered. Goods are delivered to the wrong address. Work undertaken is done unsatisfactorily. Misbehavior of staff or salesman. A mistake in preparing the invoice. Defective packing might lead to the damaged goods in transit. Mistake in a bill or the reminders for payment after the bill has been paid. Look, some other topics like wrongdoing in public, rash driving, poor treatment of stray dogs, or any other. So these are the commonly addressed topics in complaint letter. Let's look into the same detailedly with an example. Look at the question. Write a letter to the in charge of the textbooks section of NCERT, New Delhi, complaining about the non-availability of textbooks even 1 month after the beginning of the new session. You are Rohit Rana, working in St. Xavier's School, Delhi. So you are asked to draft a letter. This is the question. Based on that, you have to draft the letter. Look at that as it is given in the question. You have draft the address, from address, sender's address, examination hall, St. Xavier's School, Delhi. That is from address given here. And next one is date, as it is written in the formal letter format, date and month, then put a comma, then you can mention the year. And next one, to address, receiver's address, Northeast supervisor, that the position of the person in charge, and NCERT office, Pidambura, Delhi. This is the receiver's address. So you just written the sender's address, date, and receiver's address. Next, you have to write the subject. Very briefly, you have to mention the subject, complaint regarding non-availability of textbook. Then you have to give the salutation, dear sir or dear madam. Accordingly, you can use. Look at that, the first passage. This is to bring to your notice that even after a month of commencement of classes, the latest NCERT textbooks are not available at any bookstore. So in the initial passage itself, you have stated what is exactly you are complaining about. Students have to attend school without textbooks. Some are borrowing the old versions of their seniors with the outdated syllabus. This is resulting in problems in learning and understanding. The lectures teachers are delivering are not having an effective impact on the students. Now you are giving a detailed idea about the existing problem. So the second passage can be an elaborative one about the problem you are going to address. Now let's see the third passage. You are giving more explanation about the situation. And look at that, books play an important part in learning, and sir or madam, because the particular person is not sure about the person who is decorating that particular position. So both is mentioned here. I hope you understand the intensity of the situation. I request you to undertake quick action in making the books available as soon as possible. So this is the conclusion. You are expecting an action from this particular person, uh, that should be mentioned in the third passage. And I hope my complaint does not fall on deaf ears. So very politely, at the same time, very seriously, you are stating and you are making the other person understand the intensity of the situation. Just below that, you can include thanking you. And after that, you have to give the complimentary clause. Yours sincerely or yours truly can be used. And just below that, you have to state your name. So this is a complaint letter, the format of a complaint letter. Let's see another example. Look at the question. Write a letter to Mrs. Look at that, M/S. Actually, it stands for Mrs. It used just before name of a company. Here the name of the company is HMT Corporation, Chandigarh, complaining that the wristwatch you recently bought from them does not function properly and asks for replacement. You are Deepak Gupta, 450, Sector 20, Chandigarh. So this is another complaint letter. Look at that how it is drafted. Address is given there, 450 Sector 20 Chandigarh. And look at the date, 2nd August 2021. And as I told you, this message like M/S is given. You can place it before the name of a company. HMT Corporation, Customer Complaint Division, Chandigarh. This is the receiver's address. And now subject. You have stated the subject. Complaint regarding the functioning of the watch and its replacement. Here, this particular complaint is about a product. You are not satisfied with the product you bought. You are just writing a letter to that particular company. And the next one is salutation. As I told you in the previous letter, sir or madam can be used. Let's have a quick glimpse of the content of this particular letter. Look at that on February 27, 2021. I bought a watch and the model number, everything detailing given there, and the rate 5,500 from your store. Unfortunately, your product has not performed well. The watch doesn't work half the time despite several attempts at changing its battery. I'm highly disappointed because such an act of neglect is not expected from such a renowned store. Very politely, very formally, he stated what is the problem with the details when it is purchased and the cost of the watch. Everything is given in the first passage. Look at that second passage. To resolve the problem, I would appreciate you to changing the watch with a newly fully functioning model. I have the receipt intact, enclosed are the copies of the receipt along with the guarantee card. So what are the enclosures you are attaching with this particular letter? That details given in the second passage. Look at the third passage. Again, I have told you already, you have to mention what you are expecting from that particular person or a company you are writing. I look forward to your reply and resolution to my problem and will wait until a week before seeking help from a consumer protection agency. Please contact me at the above address or by phone. So you can give your details, imaginative details. While you are writing in the board exams, you can give imaginative details. Again, the same thing, thanking you. Yours sincerely, Deepak Gupta. You are mentioning your name, and below that, if you are enclosing something, you have to mention that enclosure, enclosures, plural. If you are adding more than one, you can use enclosures. Here, look at that. Based on this complaint, receipt and guarantee card is enclosed. That is mentioned here. So we have seen two examples for complaint letter. Hope you understood how to draft a complaint letter. Now let's see placing an order letter. How to draft a letter of placing an order. Very quickly, let's see the general format. Sender's address, if you knew that, and particularly do not use a comma after the address. If the address is not given in the question, you are required to make your fictitious address. Also, don't include sender's name here. No need to mention the sender's name here. If the address is not given in the question, you can create an imaginative address. You can create an imaginative address. Second one, a reference. Before that, you have to give a line. A reference number. Reference number is only part of business letter as organizations communicate with each other on letterhead. So the reference number will be there in the letterhead. In the business letter, if it is given in the question, you can use it. You are required to make your fictitious reference number. If it is not given, you can create an imaginative reference number. Then you have to give a space, a line space. then date as it is given in the previous letter, then receiver's address. After every part you have to give a line space, it is stated here. Then subject. Below that, the salutation you have to include. Then body of placing an order letter. Introduction. In the first paragraph, you have to introduce yourself, or you have to give the hint that you had earlier interacted with the person. So already we had a communication with this particular organization that will help you a lot while placing an order. That can be included in the introduction passage. Second one, informative paragraph. This is the second paragraph in which you have to give the details and purpose of writing the letter. Just before that, you have to state what are the things you are ordering that should be given in a table. And the third passage, this will be the last paragraph of your letter. You have to conclude by asking for some action, giving suggestions, or just simply like hoping for good business relations. So what are the things you are expecting from that particular person? Discount or such things can be included in the that passage. The next one is thanking you, it is mentioned in the previous letter. And finally, complementary clause, yours truly or yours sincerely can be used. After that, you have to put a comma. And the second word after yours truly or sincerely, the first letter should be small letter. And name and designation. If you are having a designation, you have to mention that. Just below that, like the previous letter, you have to include the enclosure. You have to state that if you are including any attachment. Now let's look the same with an example. You are the sports secretary of XYZ. So the name is not mentioned properly. Instead of that, XYZ is given here. XYZ Public School, New Delhi. As the sports day of your school is coming next month, you are required to place an order for various sports items to ABC Private Limited, New Delhi. So the name of the shop also given in a fictitious, or it is given as ABC. Look at that, you are giving your from address first, XYZ Public School, New Delhi, India. And reference number, it is a fictitious number, it is given immediately after the from address or sender's address. And just below that, the date, 2nd August 2021. And next one is you are writing the receiver's address, to address. The sales manager, look at that, it is a designation, definite article is given there, and the first letter of both words should be in capital, sales manager. Then ABC Private Limited, New Delhi. Now you have written receiver's address. The next one is subject, order placement for various sports items. Very simply, it is given what is the purpose of this letter. The next thing is salutation. Simply, you can give sir or madam. After that, you have to put a comma. Look at that. This is in with reference to your letter. Already there was a communication happened. That's why it is mentioned here. And the reference number has been given here, dated 25th February 2020. In that letter, a quotation from your firm was received by us. We are feeling great pleasure to inform you that your prices have been approved by the management, so we wish to place the order of the following sports item. So here they have already given the quotation to different firms, different shops, and they got a better option here. That's why they are placing an order here. So that is the content mentioned here. You can create an imaginative situation like this, and you can write the first passage. Look at that, just below that, like I told you, a table of the things you are going to order given here. Serial number, name of item, brand, and quantity. You can give that. Look at the second passage. Please note that these equipments are urgently needed before 10th April 2020, as our school will be celebrating the 21st annual sports day. So here in second passage, the particular person mentioned the time or the date at what point of time he need this products delivered. In case of any fluctuation in delivery, we reserve the right to cancel the whole consignment order. So anything wrong in delivering this product, we will cancel this order. That can also be included in the letter. Look at the third passage. With this letter, we are enclosing a demand draft of Rs 10,000 as an advance payment. The rest of the amount shall be paid on receiving the order after deduction 10% discount offered by you in the quotation letter. So the final passage, just giving a brief idea what he is expecting from the shop, a discount and a fair delivery without any damages or such things. The product should be delivered very neatly. So with this passage, we are concluding the content. Just below that, hoping for good business relations, these words can be included in the letter. And next one, the complementary clause. So you can mention your name. Here PQR is given here. If it is given, the name is given in the question, you can mention that. Then you have to mention your designation, head sports department. Is it public school New Delhi? That should be mentioned there. And finally, enclosure. With this letter, what you are enclosing, what are the details you are enclosing. As per this letter, you are enclosing demand draft of 10,000. So this is the way you have to draft a letter of ordering, placing an order. Hope you understood both letters. If necessary, go through the video again. See you with another topic in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.